Okay, so here is an explanation of the Betfair Trading Community Daily Stats Highlights email. This is an email we send out each day with the intention of highlighting some of the strong trends, some of the strong stats from that day. And it's down to you to decide how you want to use those stats. But I'm going to give you a little example of what you could do. So we do have a glossary at the end of the stats. So if you're ever struggling to understand what they mean, just scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll get to the glossary here. Okay, so with the games, what you want to do is you want to look for the strong trends, as I've mentioned. I'm going to use today the example of this game here. As you can see, South Korea, K-League 1, Ulsan Hyundai versus Pohang. Okay, now there's three very clear trends all in the same match, and they're all the same statistic. It's quite interesting. So three different things, but they're all obviously on the same outcome, and they're all talking about the strength of the home team. So as you see here, home team is on a 3-match winning streak, but also home team is on a 5-match no lose streak. So we can look at this and we can think, okay, this says to us that the home team is in pretty good form, right? It's in good form. How can we use that data? And what do we need to do to confirm whether that data is as strong as we think it is? So the first thing I would do in this instance, when you find a match you like and you think there's an opportunity you might want to trade, is to go over to the Betfair Trading Community software. And then what you want to do is just put the date for the fixtures. So today is the 1st of March. So I'm just going to put 1st 03. And as you can see, instantly, all of the fixtures come up for that day. So we're going to scroll down to Ulsan Hyundai. And here it is. I'm just going to click the game, Ulsan versus Pohang. And as we can see here, we've got the historical stats. We've got a lot of these stats kicking in. What are you going to want to do here? Well, the first thing you're going to want to do, and what I like to do with this, is we're looking at the streaks, okay? So we're looking at the fact that, like we say, with the daily stats, let's go back to them quickly. So in the match itself, home team has a 3-match winning streak and a 5-match no lose streak. But we haven't heard much about the away team. So let's have a look at the away team. Now, what you're going to want to do here is go to streaks, like I say, click that. Let's scroll down to the away team. The away team hasn't won in 5 games away from home. So that is pretty strong. Okay, they didn't lose their last one, but what we're seeing here and what seems to be the trend for this match is that the home team has a good chance of winning. And there should be a good trading opportunity potentially for the home team. Now, you could do some further research if you wanted. You could check teams, leagues, find if this is something that works for you. But this is very much just an example of something that looks strong and that we can then do a little bit of further research on and use from the stats highlights email. Now, you might find that the match actually pops up in one of your strategies. And in that case, if it comes up on one of your filters, for instance, like for the day, so let's have a look at my layaway, for example. These are the strategies I've got. Well, if something correlates between the two, then I would feel very, very confident about that being a successful strategy. So again, this is how you can link the software into the daily email. Okay, but going back to the original game, the Pohang game, we know that Ulsan have a good chance here. So let's actually go to the match. And the reason I picked this match is because this match is actually in place. So we can actually see live the result here. And the result is that Ulsan took the lead on 52 minutes. They're 1-0 up. And they're now trading below 1.2. Okay, that's cool. But what does that mean? What were the pre-match prices? Well, yeah, that does matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the Betfair graphs. And as you can see here, Ulsan started around 1.9 and then kind of moved around and actually drifted out above evens and got up to nearly 2.8 at one point, which is really interesting. So basically, you could easily get above evens here on a selection that you felt had a really good chance of winning, certainly of leading in the match. And you could have backed Ulsan in this scenario and then traded out for a really nice profit, obviously laying off at 1.19. So let's say you did get in. Let's say you got in. So it was around 2.25 kind of area for ages. So let's say you got in at 2.24. And then let's say you laid off at what's currently available to lay off at. You could lay off here quite easily for a free bet and then just use an £100 stake of £104 profit if the home team went on to win, which obviously they're likely to do. It's 1.19 now. But let's see how much you could have actually greened up for. So to do that, we have to change the lay stake, and it's going to be around £88. So that's an £88 green of a £100 trade. Now, obviously, use stakes that are more relevant to you. But this is exactly the kind of trade that the software is helping to highlight using the stats highlights emails. Now, again, there's lots of matches you can look at. So my advice would be pick trends that you think are strong. Pick maybe matches in leagues that you know a little bit, or that you know that you trade and you like and you understand a bit. But yeah, basically the idea of this email is to give you some highlights and then get your juices flowing, your trading juices flowing, where you start to have some ideas about, hey, I'm going to trade it this way.